Hey, members and patrons, just wanted to record a little behind the scenes vlog before the end of August. This one might not be so little. I have a lot of topics I want to cover, but this is uh, including some ones that I have some things I want to touch on for quite a while that are a little bit more personal. Um, I'm probably going to title this video a little differently from the way I normally do these updates, and so you'll get to see what is on my mind right now. Uh, you do anyway, but uh, this way it'll be a little bit more tailored towards that. But first, I will go ahead and kind of cover the performance of my videos so far in August, and also what um, is on the docket for the coming months. And that's that's a really big topic that has a lot of ins and outs, has a lot of implications for the future of my channel and for my kind of like my personal health, I guess you could say. Not to get too dramatic right off the bat, but um, firstly, so I guess I began August with the Trelane video. So that was something that was kind of an impromptu thing that I added into my schedule uh, in response to Strange New Worlds. They had a Trelane episode, and so that was kind of interesting to see how they tied him in with the queue and how that affected some of the lore that I've discussed in my videos previously in relation to the queue as a species, part of my alien biology, ancient civilization series, whatever. And so tying those loose ends up uh, certainly generated a lot of discussion in the comments section, but it's something I had to make, of course, because it's a Q video. Those do pretty well on YouTube for us Star Trek YouTubers. Um, the Incredibles is the other topic that I have covered so far as of when I'm recording this. I'm recording this a little early, in earlier than I usually do, but it this is a topic that I've wanted to explore for a really long time, ever since before I made like Star Trek video essays like my full-time thing on my channel. The Science of the Incredibles, the World of the Incredibles, kind of like an alternate history video. What kind of alternate social and technological developments in particular could have given rise, other than superpowers existing, obviously, but like from a sociological and technical perspective, what could have allowed superhero, or the advanced technology that we see in the films, to exist, where it's like the timeline of events in their universe, the big like cultural stuff, right? um and political. So that, and it's been received well. It's obviously not blasting into the algorithm, getting like going viral or anything right now, but I'm happy with how it turned out, and I'm glad that you guys are too. um but the continuing to chase these sorts of not trends necessarily, I will get to that, but these sorts of algorithm boost type videos where I can help grow my channel faster. This has kind of been like a central goal of what I intend to do with my channel for the rest of 2025, is not like spam uploads per se, but like just upload frequently enough, and honestly at a similar pace as I have been. So really not much is changing about that, but upload frequently enough that I can hopefully see some results. But part of that is continuing to chase sponsors. And so, as some of you might have been able to tell, after about June, the sponsors on my channel have sort of dried up a little bit. I've had some stuff sponsored by Architects of Fate, but I've also had, and of course, Kinsey advertising, my friend Kinsey's channel. Um, that's not exactly the same as like a brand sponsorship. It is, I still market, as paid integration, because that's an FCC regulation. But and then Nubio, of course. But there's I had a long-term deal with Fume. You guys probably remember this. Now that that deal is over, and this is kind of a more private setting, I will say, um, I wasn't advertising the vape but not a vape because I just really believe in the sanctity of the product, necessarily more so that um, I just needed the money uh, to pay my editors. I mean, frankly, I'm not really ashamed to say that. Um, but it's over. Uh, so I and maybe I'll work with them again in the future, but I would like to work with different brands. I would like to work with brands that do align more with my values, and not that I have any moral objections against vaping or anything like that, even though it's hashtag not a vape or whatever. Um, it's you do you. It's never something I particularly had an interest in, but I don't know. I want to work with products that have a reputation that is maybe a little bit better on the site, so people don't get angry with me as much, even though that'll still happen to a degree. You guys feel me, right? You guys see where I'm coming from with this, and so I'm reached out a few weeks ago to all of the agencies. So previously, I've reached out to sponsors directly, and sometimes it works, but most of the time they just kind of ignore me because their marketing departments, I'm sure, get like all kinds of emails that they have to filter through, and mine's probably just low priority because, like, who the hell am I? I'm a YouTuber that doesn't even have 100K yet. We're working on that. But I reached out to every agency that I've worked with over the years. So the way that sponsorships work on YouTube, in case you don't know, is that brands, like, working directly with brands is actually kind of rare. It's usually through these influencer marketing agencies that take a percentage of the payout right from the brand, and I get the rest. Um, and it is one of those, like, it's definitely, I mean, these companies are based around the world, but it's definitely like an America coded thing of like this kind of capitalist middleman trying to get in between me and the product that's actually that I'm trying to sponsor. Of course, that arrangement, sponsorships in general, another sort of capitalist reality that I have to deal with. Um, because these videos aren't free to make. Uh, but it's just this sort of middleman thing, but they are more responsive. They have been more responsive, and so I do have some deals lined up. I won't get into what they are. There's some brands that I'm actually, like, excited about to work with, and some that are, maybe not I'm super passionate about, but they are still going to be good, solid, brands, I think. Um, and of course, Nubio contacted me directly, and that was a blast. I mean, they gave me a free watch, for God's sakes. Like, that's that's cool. I would love to work with them again. But uh, I have I plan on continuing to upload, like I said, more or less at the pace that I have been, and so as part of that, I think that um it's important to just mention that, like, I'm trying to get sponsors for as many as I can, and hopefully that will lead to some longer term deals, but it's been pretty stressful. And uh but before I kind of get into, like, segue into, like, what I'm doing to mitigate that, I'll go ahead and kind of, like, give a rundown of what you can expect in the rest of the year. So I've publicly talked about augments. I've talked on um, these vlogs about mapping the Dominion War. That's a video I'd like to get out as well. I have talked about um, the Metal Gear Solid video and the Fallout video and the alien biology documentary, which you saw behind the scenes photos and a early sneak peek trailer of, if you're at the $5 level or above, which you are if you're watching this. And maybe some more alien biology, some other map stuff. Uh, those series, those two series in particular, I'm going to continue. That's probably going to be what's going to make up the bulk of my content in 2026, my Star Trek content, and then some other one offs in between those. But some other surprises down the road as well. But um, everything I just mentioned, a lot of it's shot, some of it's like basically been edited and I'm just waiting for a sponsor so I can release it. Some of it's in earlier stages of production where it hasn't been shot yet, but the script is mostly done. It's a lot of stuff. And so and part of my plan also involves kind of bringing back the fundraiser streams. So I'm going to do one on Star Trek Day, of course, September 8th, and I'll also talk about Strange New World Season 3, which I have in other contexts, but not like this. Uh, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. It's going to be my first major live stream since my birthday, I guess. But that I just said a lot of things. I talked about a lot of video topics, and I made a post on my community tab recently for patrons and members where I was talking about all the videos I have in various stages of production, and on YouTube, you're supposed to in the community post be able to have like 10 images. For some reason, it maxes out at 5. So it's like, well, which is it? Is it 5 or 10? It's obviously 5. So why are you saying 10? It's YouTube for you. And in the post, I mentioned the limit, and I said I was going to make a separate post with some other thumbnails later, which I am. Uh, and one of the comments from one of you guys actually said, obviously YouTube, their 5 image limit cannot account for your. Uh, actually, how was it phrased? It was. It got me thinking. I'll say that. Um, Obviously YouTube's 5 image limit doesn't account for your extreme outlier productivity. So yeah, that got me thinking. That got me thinking. I am uh doing a lot right now. So this year I've done I completed work. I say I completed work. I mean, I did do a lot myself, but it was mostly my illustrators, Sean and CJ for Star Trek Endurance. That was a side project going on while I was still uploading a lot. So having that kind of finished, even though I'd love to make more issues, have like infinite stories I could tell with those characters. It really is like the just a lot of logistical reasons that I decided to end it at 3, and probably for the best because juggling that and my upload schedule, um, I have not had a lot of free time to just like watch stuff, play video games, do other things in my personal life, um, or just relax for the love of God. But like also student loans, probably going to have to start paying those back soon. So paying $10,000 for a web comic versus paying $20,000 for uh for student loan repayments, have to do the latter. The former, doing more of it, was not going to be very sustainable. But we'll see in the future. I mean, I could have more comic content, but for now, it's finished. Those 3 issues. The omnibus is coming out on September 8th as well, but uh, the alien biology documentary, also kind of a side project, but it's also a YouTube video that's going to actually be in my upload schedule. So it's not really a side project, but it's been taking up a lot of my time, or has taken up a lot of my time, and we're still going to be working on it until the release date. Um, and I'm already starting to look at 2026 videos that I'm starting to write scripts for. So it's just a lot. So that comment got me thinking, like, I think I'm a workaholic. I think I'm addicted to work and trying to be productive and trying to maximize revenue. Although, if I really wanted to maximize revenue, there's ways that I could lower the bar of my quality of my content significantly to milk, YouTube, like more clickbaity thumbnails. Like, I have standards, but I'm trying to meet my own standards is it's getting in the way of me kind of, I don't know, living life, I guess, a little bit. Now, I do want to make it abundantly clear that um, I did choose this path, this profession, and I think a part of me is always going to, don't worry, this is not, I'm quitting YouTube or anything. God, no. I don't have anywhere else to go. This is the backup. This is the plan B. By the way, my whole YouTube career is my like professional plan B, but it's worked. Um, but like, or for the most part, but uh, I have all these videos I want to release before the end of the year. I'm trying to get sponsors for them, but I'm working so hard. I'm losing. Well, I get okay sleep. I could get better sleep. Um, I'm busy. I'm just not available all the time to do a lot of things, and that will probably still continue to be true as I up my production quality, and I just have to spend more time on the edits and everything. But I do think that in 2026, after the end of the year, after the ad rates go back down, I do think that you guys will probably see. I think I need to transition into like monthly uploads. I think you guys will be seeing some sort of a reduction in upload frequency. Now, I say that you guys watching this will still be getting these vlogs and more behind the scenes materials. And in fact, I say monthly. Really, that's like with an asterisk, like monthly original video essays. I'm still going to live stream. I'm still going to do these. I'm still will upload probably supercuts and shorts and stuff like that. Stuff on the second channel, which is not monetized, by the way, but it's basically my shit posting channel where I just get to do whatever I want. Uh, but I need to. I think I've gotten into the habit of trying to work ahead too much, and as my friend Kinsey, said to me recently, it's really stuck in my head. If all you're doing is working ahead just to work ahead, then in effect, all you're doing is just working, right? And so, uh, now, this could also mean that my videos could become longer because I would have more time in between uploads to make longer videos. So the actual like output of my content, like the number of hours or whatever, or the length of the videos, or just the amount of content I'm putting on the site in terms of watch time, that might not go down that much, which is why hopefully 2026 will not represent a massive reduction in income. That's part of why trying to continue to grow my Patreon is important. And I've had some people join recently, have some people leave recently. I know things happen. People get laid off. I understand. It is, I'm really grateful. I think that I have a higher than average amount of money that I get from my patrons relative to my channel size. But importantly, it's not. I mean, I publicly list like the amount of money I make every month on my page from Patreon. It's not something I can rely on solely, but you guys' support really does matter, and it really does help, and I really appreciate it. And without it, I literally would not physically be able to do a lot of the things that I do. I just wouldn't. Um, so I appreciate that, or it would be so much harder to do it. Um, but it does count. But so not really monthly content, just maybe monthly original video essays, or maybe with on months with 5 Fridays, maybe I'll upload a couple times. just so I'm not spacing it out too much because I don't want to go too far in the other direction. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like I need to. I think I've been working ahead for so long because I got in the habit when I was uploading weekly, I had to work ahead in case something came up. But now that I've intentionally, started to spread my uploads out a little bit more, I'm kind of sitting on these rough cuts, and it makes me feel guilty because I want to release these videos, but I also want to get paid by sponsors. So hopefully all that will even out, and I can kind of, yeah, Kinsey and I, we film our videos kind of on the same day so we can save money on like, gas and food and stuff. And um, I usually film at night, right? Uh, if I can get our shoots synced back up, because now they're, we're kind of both in transitional periods, right? If I can get them synced back up, I can just wait. If I really, because he's been such a massive help filming, I can just wait until we're both ready to just dive in to both of our projects, and then I edit what I need to edit, and then I get ready for the next video one at a time. I would like to get back to where I have like one project in production at a time. Really, it's going to be more like two, maybe two or so at a time, two or three, because I have like, yeah, I send stuff off to Tim to edit. Uh, but now I've got like seven, and that's just a lot. So hopefully this has been coherent. This is, and there's a misconception that, reducing my upload frequency means I'm going to get like lost, left behind in the algorithm. Um, Really, what uploading does is it just gives you more like rolls of the dice in the algorithm to get noticed. And so by uploading 52 times a year, that doesn't mean that I'm making like twice as much money as I am if I'm uploading 26 videos or less that get more views, get more watch time. So that's what I'm saying is that I think I think approaching this as a quality over quantity thing, at least for my personal pride, it'll make me feel better. Uh, and uh, but I do think it will be better for my channel, because if the quality of the videos being uploaded has any meaning at all, then I think pouring more into that instead of just trying to meet a quota is the right move. And this is a transitional thing. I uploaded weekly in 2022, and then in 2021 just when I kind of went full time, so I got into that habit. And then 2023 started to excuse me, started to slow down a little bit. 2024, same thing. uh where it's like every 2 weeks. That's mostly what I've been doing this year. So and after I cross 100K, which will happen anytime, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable about just being able to upload whenever I want, whatever I want, whenever I want, to a degree. Obviously, I'm still going to have to work within some constraints, but just because YouTube just kind of does force you in a little bit of a lane. But um, it'll make me feel more comfortable because I won't have to like worry as much about growth. I still want to grow, but I won't have to worry as much about growth. But um, yeah, I just want to kind of get that off my chest. And uh, now I just got through watching the latest episode of Strange New Worlds, and I have to figure out if I need to drop everything again for a few weeks to make a video about it. So that's fun. But all in all, like I said, so go watch Trelane and Incredibles, especially Incredibles if you haven't already. Um, and you'll be getting Augments, Mapping the Dominion War next month, probably. Metal Gear later down the line. Fallout, that'll coincide with the second season arriving on Amazon Prime. Um, my documentary Wild Space is also, I think putting it at the end of the year is like is good, a good idea, because it will I can have more time to look for a sponsor for it, and also like it will be like a good cap to everything I've tried to work towards this year, and really just my whole time uploading. Um, and yeah, beyond that, probably just start to take it a little bit easy. I really, really just do think it is. I just need to put a little bit less pressure on myself to put out content, because it will continue to impact my health, but not really much of anything to worry about necessarily right now. I just want to take precautionary measures. It's good that I'm catching this early, right? Or thinking about this early and making plans. But this has always been the plan, so I think it's just time to execute it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pump out some more bangers in 2025, and the topics that I'm exploring in 2026, I think, are going to be fun and interesting as well. So that's really all I have for this. So thank you for listening. This has been a little bit of a longer vlog, but like I said, I just want to get this off my chest. And here's to hoping that the sponsors will actually, that a lot of the deals I'm working on right now will not fall through. Uh, but I will be uploading a lot regardless. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for what you do for the channel. And I will see you next time in something or other. Just in time, getting a call. Live long and prosper. There it is. Live long and prosper. That's actually the landline. It's not my phone. Yeah. The machine will pick it up.